getting her to this state of fitness. Here's the chasing quartet though. 52 is Direchun, the winner 2 years ago. Mare Dibaba is there wearing 54. 58 Rose Kosgei, and Agnes Kiprop is there as well. 2 Ethiopians and 2 Kenyans in that chasing quartet, but they're a long, long way down on this young lady. In fact, about 3 minutes behind. She's built up a monstrous cushion, such is the quality of the speed that she's been moving at. And she will be sensing now that not only is victory in her grasp, but that the world records are on. This is her at 20 kilometers. And she gets shouted at her there that she has set a world record for 20 kilometers. Fabulous stuff. Wonderful way of getting a little boost, reinforcement mid-race when you're really hurting and the effort is taking its toll. 1 hour, 2 minutes and 36 seconds at 20 kilometers. So another world record there for Mary Keitany at 20 kilometers. To actually set a world record, that distance has to be recognized by the World Federation, the IAAF. If it's just a world best at a particular distance, then of course the IAAF don't recognize it. But Mary Keitany coming towards the finish. And Mary Keitany takes the final left-hand turn now with 1 kilometer to go to the finish line in this Ras Al Khaimah half marathon. The 5th edition is going to turn out to be the greatest ever as the little Kenyan strides forward now, all on her own, with pacemaker Simon Tanui having dropped back and out of the picture a couple of minutes ago. She can unleash that freedom that you feel when you've got just the finish line in sight. And her pace has certainly picked up. The cadence very, very strong now from the little Kenyan, who trains in Eton up in the rarefied atmosphere of the Kenyan highlands with a big group of world-class runners in a monk-like lifestyle, frankly, to come out on just a very few rare occasions in the year and produce these meteoric road racing performances. She's a professional, of course. Big prize money lies ahead, $25,000 for the winner, and $50,000 bonus for a world record, and surely that is coming her way. The gap behind her is immense, unlike in the men's race when at this stage we could see the chasers behind Deriba Merga. Here Keitany is all on her own, and it's her against the clock. The finish line, she can see it, what, about 600 yards in front of her now. 1899 there in the background in the blue vest is Iya Ben Youssef of Morocco. He's been with her throughout virtually the whole race, but she's easing away from him now. Such is the speed of Mary Keitany. Good support from Keitany there, and the adrenaline must be pumping through her system now as she knows that this last hour and a bit of hard, precise work is going to be rewarded with a world record. She'll be able to hear the crowds at the finish now and the public address at the finish line. And the focus is still 100% from Mary Keitany. The line in sight then for Mary Keitany now as she crosses the first mat there, the timing mat about 80 yards out. The anticipation from the crowds has been building over the last half hour as they knew the world record was on. She already set a world record at 20k. And here comes another. Look at that. The clock shows 1 hour, 5 minutes and 50 seconds for Mary Keitany. She's destroyed the previous world record here on the streets of Ras Al Khaimah. And she looks relatively fresh, doesn't she? There's more to come, surely, from this young lady. But for now, that is a phenomenal performance. In the early weeks of 2011, it might yet not get bettered in the rest of the year. What a performance from Mary Keitany. The London Marathon lies ahead for her, 7 weeks away. But her day's work is done, and she now holds the world record, taking it from former compatriot Lorna Kiplagat of the Netherlands, who set the previous record in 2007. Well, some 3 minutes down, Direchun coming through for second place, the winner 2 years ago. It's been a strong run for her despite the margin that she's been beaten by, just over 3 minutes. A fabulous run from the little Ethiopian there to dip under 69 minutes. And in third place, Mare Dibaba.
I feel happy and I'm okay as well because I try my best and I ran the best time of 65.50, of which I've been attempting, but it was a bit difficult to me. But for today, I'm also happy because I was having a pacemaker and he just assisted me all the way through, and I make it to break the world record.
Well, Crystal Dornay there crosses the line, the first European-born runner coming through, as we see confirmation of the top 8 in that men's competition, with Dariba Murga atop the pile there. 59 minutes and 25 seconds his winning time, leading home Bernard Kipyego and Leonard Langat of Kenya, the other two to go under the 1 hour mark. The closing times behind those top 3, very, very good indeed, with the Kenyans and the Ethiopians totally dominant. But what a good day it has been in RAK for the men as well as the women. And confirmation of that women's new world record for Mary Kaitani, 1 hour 5 minutes and 50 seconds, and the margin of victory fully 3 minutes and 2 seconds ahead of the Ethiopian pairing of Dire Chune and Mare Dibaba. Rose Kosgei and Agnes Kiprop making sure that the Kenyans very much featuring in that top 8 card. But the story will be all about Mary Kaitani on this occasion, the new world record holder in the women's half marathon distance. And just to confirm those world records, there were a brace of them, of course. Kaitani, 20 kilometres, going through in 1 hour, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. That is a recognised world record by the IAAF, the World Federation, and of course the half world record as well. And the world bests set in this 5th edition of the RAK Half Marathon. Dariba Murga at 8 kilometres very early on in the race, tearing through that point in 21 minutes and 51 seconds, the fastest ever for 8 kilometres on the road. Mary Kaitani doing likewise in the women's competition too, 24:30 for her, a new world best. And at 10 miles, of course, at 50:05. So Mary Kaitani steps up then to receive her trophy for that victory in this 5th edition of the RAK Half Marathon and a new world record. The Crown Prince makes the presentation there on stage. Nathan Clayton, the race director, to the right of picture with the rest of the Crown Prince's compatriots. And Kaitani there celebrating with the 2nd and 3rd places, Dire Chune and Mare Dibaba there. And the champion in the men's race in 2011, Dariba Murga, steps up for his award. Again with the Crown Prince making the presentation. His comfortable winning margin, 20 seconds on this 3rd visit for him to the Ras Al Khaimah Half Marathon, when he got it right at last. John Kunkela heads out then to check the measurements. It has to be done, a remeasure for those records to be ratified. Well, many thousands of runners behind those elite athletes coming home. But interested spectators at the start-finish area include the ruler of Ras Al Khaimah, and he is with Eve.
Well, more than any other individual, the man responsible for bringing this amazing race to Ras Al Khaimah is its ruler, His Highness Sheikh Saud bin Sakr Al Qasimi. Your Highness, how do you feel after today?
Oh, lovely. It's to see, you know, the participants and the spectators, this wonderful energy, wonderful people who are enjoying the event today here. It's a great day. It's a great sports day.
You had a vision to bring this race into being. What made you decide that you wanted to bring a race of this caliber to Ras Al Khaimah?
Essentially, I wanted to encourage the lifestyle of jogging, the spirit of competition, the spirit of as well of welcoming to Ras Al Khaimah, and this is it's a good message for Ras Al Khaimah to spread around, and it's a great event for the people of Ras Al Khaimah to send to the rest of the world, and it's a great event.
Well, as you can see behind me, there are people still finishing, but those who have already completed the course are experiencing a certain sense of satisfaction.
Well, you got to do a little bit of weight training. You got to watch what you eat, and you have to run about 35 to 40 kilometers a week and just kind of spread it out.
So I wanted to just get under 140, so goal achieved.
Have you actually run today?
Yes, but not the whole 21k. I only did 5k.
It's good for fitness. Ras Al Khaimah is really good. This RAK half marathon has been wonderful.
Okay, 1:35 and a bit for PB.
So what is this now? Tell me.
This is our certificates of finishing. We've all got PBs. We're from Merdif, which is the exclusive part of Dubai, where the affluent people live.
So yeah, I've got the bug for running. Stupidly, my wife says it's a midlife crisis, but I love it.
Few stiff muscles, so we'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah, they've been really good supporting us coming along. Waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which I think is the hardest part of this whole thing altogether. So they've been really good supporting us, and I'd just like to thank my mum and dad for being here today.
What are you going to do tonight to wind down?
Oh, I'll have football after this, so it's still more running after this.
You know, I live here, so got to see the region, and I love running.
Why do you keep coming back?
Because we're mental.
Minutes and 34 seconds.
Well, as the hundreds of runners continue to cross the line and celebrate their day's racing, race director Nathan Clayton, already delighted with the record entry in the 5th edition of the RAK Half Marathon, can reflect on what has been a wonderful day.
There have been a record number of entrants this year. What do you think brings people here and brings more every year?
I think this event was, in its first year, caught everybody a little bit by surprise. The world record broken on the first time is sure to get people's attention. And people started looking at Ras Al Khaimah a little bit more, considering it as a possible option to go running. And I think we've managed to keep up the organisational aspects of it and take the event up a notch every single year. And, in the running community, word spreads around and people like to come to Ras Al Khaimah and they like to run. So today is a perfect opportunity to do both.
Well, the silver label IAAF plaque being presented there by Sean Wallace-Jones to the ruler, which establishes and recognises the status of this race.
I think it's very important. It's already on the world map, if you like, in athletics terms, and particularly after today's performance by Mary Kaitani, 2 new world records, and smashed the world record, 35 seconds off the previous half world record. So it's a wonderful day.
Well, an absolutely wonderful day here at Ras Al Khaimah. Some huge excitement and a very significant world record broken. What did you think, Tim?
I don't know where to start. It's been a historic day, particularly in the world of women's road racing. I mean, Mary Kaitani's performance here today for the half marathon, 65 minutes and 50 seconds, broke the old world record by 35 seconds. It's a huge performance, one of the greatest performances in road racing in women's history, in fact. And the men's race was fantastic too. I mean, Dariba Merga, back to the drawing board to an extent, because he goes out at suicidally fast pace. He set a world record at 8 kilometres, or a world best at 8 kilometres en route to a 21 kilometre distance finish. So he went out way too fast, and he paid for it in the second half. He still won the race, which was great after a couple of third places in recent years, but I think he could have gone close to the world record today if he'd just got a little bit better judgment. But the story has to be about Mary. It was staggering. A lot of people expected it, it was anticipated, but maybe not by such a huge margin.
And this has really put Ras Al Khaimah on the map. The race has established itself in a very short period of time, hasn't it?
Well, this was the 5th edition. Of course, in 2007, in the very first race, they had a world record from Wanjiru, who went on to win the Olympic marathon title the following year. So the race has had great significance since the very first time it was held. But yes, I mean, I think today will make people sit up and pay attention even more in the world of road racing and athletics. Ras Al Khaimah now has proven year after year, every single year, that the conditions are perfect, that the organisation is good, and that the athletes can produce very quick times here. So more to come, I'm sure. It sets up these athletes, Mary Kaitani with the London Marathon in a couple of months, sets them up wonderfully for the rest of 2011. And it has been a truly special day, and I'm sure we'll have to savour it more in weeks to come as we look back.
And talking of 2011, we are in a pre-Olympic year. What significance would today and this season have for the London Olympics?
I think it really just boosts the confidence of the athletes that ran very well. I mean, the Olympics are still obviously 18 months away in London, so they've got to contend with the World Championships this summer. It's in Daegu in Korea in late August. That's the next step. I think they take it a season at a time. But, you know, it's a good stepping stone towards this summer, this coming summer, and of course next year. So there's a lot of very happy athletes here.
Tim Hutchings, thank you very much for being with us today. Well, it's been a day full of excitement here at Ras Al Khaimah. Enough excitement for us. So for now, from all of us here at the Ras Al Khaimah International Half Marathon, goodbye and see you next year.